All right, well, for number 8, the first step of factoring is to pull out the greatest common factor. I'm mentioning that, see how each one of these ends in 5? That means 5 is a common factor, so I'm definitely going to pull that out. So if I pull a 5 out front like this, all right, I'm going to need a giant set of parentheses. So if I divide each one of these by 5, I'm going to get 21 n to the third power, and then I will have 35 n squared minus 15 n, and then minus 25. All right, I just divided each one of these numbers by 5 because I pulled out the 5. All right, so you really had to do that as your first step. Now for the rest of the problem, this 5 is just going to sit there out in the very front. Okay, so in fact I think I'll just recopy it right now. Okay, so as we go to do the rest of our grouping, I'm going to do these in pairs. So looking at these two numbers, these are both divisible by 7. So I'm going to have a common factor of 7. And n squared, they both have n squared. So the GCF here is 7n squared. Alright, then that's going to leave behind 3n. And just think about the distributive property. 7 times 3 is 21. N squared times n is n to the third power. Looking at 35, 7 times 5 is 35. So that's what would be left behind. Looking at the next pair, I see both of these are divisible by 5. Because of the negative sign, I'm going to call it a negative 5. There are no n's, so just negative 5. Alright, so that's going to leave behind 3n plus 5. Oh, what a coincidence. It's the same as this one. Now, because these parentheses are both the same, they are a GCF. So I'm going to pull that out front. So that's why I will have 3n plus 5 in the front. And then that's going to leave behind the blue part. That's going to leave behind 7n squared minus 5. Okay, now all of that is inside of the green parentheses here. Okay, now I'm not going to really need these green parentheses anymore because it was just to keep the 5 out here. Alright, but now that it's all multiplication, I don't need these green parentheses anymore. So this is the final answer. 5 times 3n plus 5 times 7n squared minus 5.